Today I am going to discuss the design analysis algorithm subjects, and topic is divide and conquer and merge sort. And the previous class we have discussed the basic concepts of design analysis of algorithms, and we have also taken one example to understand how can we compute the complexity of any algorithm, right? So I am Dr. Sushil Kumar from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. I am associated with the IT department. So now we will start what is divide and conquer strategy. Before going to understand the divide and conquer strategy, first of all we have to understand the increment approach. Incremental approach we have already discussed. That is we have already discussed in the previous, that is insertion sort, right? Insertion sort we have discussed, that is the incremental approach, right? In this insertion sort we have discussed, we are going to insert a particular element into the sum of the previous sub array, right? And the previous sub array that will be sorted. So here is a sub array, right? And these are the sorted array, and now we are going to insert a single element into the sorted array, that is aj, into the proper places, right? So we have already discussed, and this the insertion sort is, that is the incremental approach, right? Now we are going to discuss the divide and conquer approach, right? So divide and conquer approach is basically it reduces the time complexity of any algorithm if we are using the divide and conquer approach, right? So in this case we use the divide and conquer to design the sorting algorithm. It may be sorting, it may be not sorting algorithm, because these are the approach also used in dynamic programming also, right? But we in the dynamic programming we use some extra features in that divide and conquer strategy, but only we are focusing on the divide and conquer strategy, that the algorithm reduces the time complexity of any algorithm, right? So this is the approach, right? And this is that is the worst case of running time if you are using the divide and conquer strategy will be lesser than the insertion sort, or it may be lesser than the incremental approach, right? And what exactly we are doing in the divide and conquer approach, let's see. So first of all, divide and conquer strategy is a recursive approach. This means the approach is recursion. This means we are calling the function in itself, or it may be directly or it may be indirectly, right? So this is the recursive approach, right? And similarly these are the three steps we have in the divide and conquer approach, right? The first step is the divide, and second is the conquer, and third one is the combine approach. Let's see one by one, right? So basically divide and conquer approach, basically we are dividing the bigger problem into sub problem. Why we are doing? Because suppose we have a bigger problem, right? And now this is very difficult to solve that bigger problem, because the problem is very huge, right? So in that case what we do, we divide the bigger problem into sub problems, and now we are trying to solve the sub problems, right? So this is something like a division. So first of all you have to divide the approach, and we are reducing the number of element, or reducing the size of the problem, and now we are trying to solve that problem, sub problems, right? So this is the division approach. In this approach we are going to divide the bigger problem into number of sub problems. It may be two problem, it may be three sub problem, it may be some other problems, right? It depends upon the size of the problem, right? So now here is a conquer, the second one step is conquer approach. In this approach we are trying to solve the sub problems recursively, right? So conquer approach is used to conquer the sub problem by solving them and recursive. If the sub problem size is small enough, however, just solve the sub problem into starting forwarded manner. So basically whatever we have divided, suppose we have a big problem, now we are trying to divide this problem into sub problems, right? And if the sub problem is also used, this means we have to divide again these sub problems into some sub problem, and then try to solve the sub problem, right? So the solving approach is basically, that is the recursive approach, and the conquer step is doing this, right? And last step is a combine approach. Suppose we have solved the sub problems, right? And now we have to combine the sub problems to get the solution of the original problem, right? So combine is the solution to get the sub problems into the solution of the original problem, right? So suppose you have solved this problem, so take the solution of the sub problems and combine this to get the solution of the bigger problem. So this is the overall approach of divide and conquer approach, right? Now we see the overall structure, what exactly we are doing in the divide and conquer approach, right? Suppose here is a problem, but this problem is very huge, right? So now we have to divide. So here is division is only two parts, but we can divide more than two sub problems, right? So now here we have divided into two sub problems, that is one problem, this is the second problem, right? And then let's say this sub problem is also a very huge problem, it's very difficult to solve these problems, again we have to divide. So now sub problem is divided into sub problem, right? Or here is a conquer a strategy, this means we are trying to find out the solution of the sub problem, and now we are, because this is the approach is recursively, this means the function calls itself, this means conquer of a strategy, that this means we are calling the division and finding the solution recursively, right? So this means the sub problem, we get the solution of the sub problems, we get the solution of sub problem, right? And then we are trying to combine. So this is the combine approach, we are combining the solution of this, right, to get the solution of the sub problem. Similarly we get the solution of this problem, and similarly we are getting this one and this one, right? And now this is the final combination approach for finding the solution of the original problem. So this is the final solution, this is the final problem, and now we are trying to find out the solution of this problem by using this step, right? So this is the last step to find out the solution of the original problem, right? So we get this we get the solution of the previous, we get the solution of the previous problems, and now we are going to combine these solution of the problem to find out the original solution of the problem. Now, so now we see the merge sort, and there are some other there are various type of approaches like a quick sort, and there are some other various types of sorting algorithm, or maybe some algorithm that is based on the divide and conquer problem. Even some of the dynamic programming also using the divide and conquer approach. So just I am just taking some example, this is a simple example to understand the divide and conquer strategy. So that's why I am just considering the merge sort. In merge sort, what exactly the main objective of sorting is to sort the list of element, right? And in the merge sort, that is basically that is based on the divide and conquer strategy. So this algorithm is closely follow the divide and conquer strategy, right? But here we what exactly we are doing, we are only considering the only we are dividing the problem into two problems, because the merge sort is only dividing the problem into two parts, and now recursively we are dividing and conquering the sub problems, and now trying to find out the solution by using the combine approach, right? So these are the operation we follow, just like a divide and conquer strategy. So what in the merge sort, we are dividing the n number of sequence into two subsequence of problem with size of n by 2, right? Suppose we have a problem n, size of n. So now we have to, first of all we have to divide this problem n by 2. This means we are dividing the, suppose n is a number, total number of size of the sequence, and we are divided here, divided here. So now we get the n by 2 number of element in the sub problems, right? So this is the division approach, just we have just is takes suppose very constant time. And the second one is the conquer strategy. This means we are going to sort the two sub problems, we are going to find out, we are going to sort this problem n by 2 problem by using a conquer strategy, and we already know that conquer strategy is a recursive approach to solve the sub problems, right? So conquer strategy sort the two sub sequences recursively by using the merge sort, because we are doing the merge sort, that's why we are calling the merge sort again and again on n by 2 element and also n by 2 element, right? So basically initially we are required the merge sort on n number of elements, but we have divided this problem into n by 2 number of elements, and now we are applying the merge sort again on n by 2. This means again will be division will be occurred, and conquer strategy will be occur, and combine approach will be occur in this, right? So now last one is this combine approach. So we use the merge function, right? So merge function is the brain of the merge sort, right? Because most of the times we are using, right, we are using the merge function, right? So merge is basically we are trying to sort the two sub problem, they are sorted, right? This means we are combining the sorted array, right? So just I'm giving some example to understand what exactly is the merge sort. Suppose we have a bunch of bundles having the roll number of students, right, and they are in random order, and how it is very difficult to sort for me, because suppose the total number of students, let's say, suppose we are assuming that 100 number of students in the class, and we have collected the bundles, right, of answer sheet of the students, right. So it's very difficult to sort this time. So what we'll do, so first of all we have to divide the bundle into two parts, and now we are trying to sort this one, right. If the after division that number of element in the sub problem is also very huge, then again we have to divide the bundle into two parts, and then applying till to 1, right. So this is the overall approach, and then we are trying to combine the solution of the problem, right. So now we are combining the roll number in sorted order, right. So basically in the combination approach we have n by 2 element in the sorted element, also n by 2 element, and that these are the list are sorted order, and now we are trying to combine. So here is a combine is basically we are using the merge here, merge function is we are calling, but merge is basically the combine approach in the merge sort. So now just I am taking some examples so that we can understand, right. So here is the I think even number of element we have considered in this, and now we are trying to how exactly the merge sort works in this case, right. So here is a p is equal to 1, p is equal to 0, and q is equal r is equal to 7, right. So basically first of all we have to divide this problem, that is 0 plus 7 divided by 2. 0 plus 7 divided by 2, this means this is the lower bound of this, so this means 3.5. So 0 to 3 comes in the first sub problem, and after 3 that will be in the second problem. So now we have divided, so 0 to 3 that will be in the first sequence, and 4 to 7 will be in the second sequence, right. So now again we are trying to divide this one. So here is 0, this is here is just I am writing here, that is 0 plus 7 divided by 2 lower bound. Similarly here is 0 plus 3, that is 0 plus 3 divided by 2, this means 2.5, this means 2.5, this means 1.5, this means lower bound of 1.5 is, that is 1. So 0 to 1 will be in the this list, and similarly this. So similarly we did this approach also in the second case also, right, in this case also. So now after this, so here we have divided, and these are the after division we have single element, right, and single element that will be already sorted, right, single element that will be already sorted, there is no requirement to any requirement to sort the single element, because that single element that already will be sorted, right. So now we are going to combine this one. So combination is basically we are trying to compare the element in the both lists, right. So which one is a smaller, we have to find out the index, we have to find out the index. Here is 14 and 7, so 7 is smaller than 14, so 7 will be first and 14 will be the later one, right. Similarly 3 and 12, so 3 is smaller than 12, so 3 will be in first and 12 will be in second. Similarly here 9 in 11, so 9 will be in the first, because 9 is smaller than 11 and 11 is later on, right. Similarly 6 and 2, and here is 2 is smaller, so 2 will become first and 6 will come later. So now again we have to using the merge function again here. So this is the sorted, this also sorted, this is also sorted, right. So merge is basically apply on the sorted array, so this is sorted, this is also sorted. So now we are going to merge this list of elements. So here is 7 and 3, so which one is smaller, 3 is smaller, so let's just write here 3, and now we have to compare with the 7 and 12, so 7 is smaller than 12, so 7 will be placed here, right. And now we have to check for 14 and 12, so 12 is smaller than 14, so 12 come first, and 14 is we don't have any comparison, so we have to place all the elements after this, right. Similarly we can see here, so 9 11 2 6, so here which one is the smaller, first of all we compare with this index, so 2 is smaller, so we have to place 2 will become first, and now we have to compare with 6 to 9, so here is 6 is smaller than 9, so 6 will come first, and after then there we don't have any element, so just we have to place all the element without any comparison. So here is not any comparison because we don't have any element after 6, right. So just we have to place all the elements just after completed the any list, right. So here is 2 this list has been completed. So just you have to as it is write the elements in to combine approach, because here is 9 and 11, so there is no any requirement for 11, right? Just you have to place this one. Now here again we are using the merge function here. So here is merge, that is we have to compare this one that is 2 and 3. So 2 is smaller than 3, so 2 will come first, right? Similarly 3 and 6, right? So 3 and 6, which one is smaller? 3 is smaller, so we have to place here, right? And similarly 3 is here and 6, right? So 3 comes here, just we have to move the pointer forward. So 7 with compare with the 6, so 6 is smaller than 7, so you have to place 6, right? Similarly 7 is compared to 9, 7 is smaller, then we have to place this 7 and move forward. Then 12, and 12 is 9, so 9 is smaller, so 9 will be placed here and move forward, right? So similarly these are the approach we are trying to merge, right? So this is the original problem, right? Here, but here is a not a large number of element, but in case of the large number of element present in the array, so in that case that will be very difficult to sort, because if you are using the insertion sort, so insertion take n square times, right? But in this case it takes n log n times. Let's see how exactly it's coming, right? So now this is the approach we have divided, and now we have combined this approach. Now again we see suppose here I am considering the odd number of element present in the in this list. So now we see how can we divide this problem, right? So this is the very simple, it depends upon what exactly what index you are considering. Suppose let's say suppose I am started from 0, let's say suppose I am started from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Suppose we have 7 number of elements. So now first of all we have to find out the middle element, that is 0 plus 6 divided by 2. So that is 3, lower bound of this, that is 3. So 0 to 3 will be in the first list, and after 3, that is 4, 5, 6 will be in the second list, right? So this is the case when applying the division, right? So in this case there is even odd number of elements, so that's why the division will takes like this, right? So here we can see there is even number, so don't have any problem, right? So now you can see here is also odd number of element. So now we have to divide this one, that is here is a 4, 5 and 6. So 4 plus 6 divided by 2, so that is 5. So 4 and 5, so 3 and 7 and 3 will be in the first list, and 4 will be in the second list. So now we are doing like this. So these are the number. I will tell you what exactly it is, right? I will tell you what is the process, and this is basically the execution steps, right? So how what are the steps we are following to find out the solution of this problem. So these are the sequences here given here. So now this is the pseudo code of merge sort. This is very simple. So here is A is the array, right? Suppose this is the array, right? Suppose this is the array A, and let's say the index of that particular element, that is P, and let's say this is the, because this merge function applies on the section of array, right? So now let's say this is the R, right? And we have element present in this, right? So basically we are trying to find out the Q values and Q plus 1 values. So this is the Q and this is the Q plus 1 values, right? So indexing is basically that first of all we have to check whether P is less than R or not. So here is P is left hand side and R is the right hand side, so P is smaller than R, so that the merge function will apply on if the P is less than R. So A is the array and P is the starting index and R is the last index, right? So P is the initial index, starting index, R is the last index, and A is the array, right? So first of all we have to check P is less than R or not. If P is less than R, then we have to divide, otherwise division is not possible, right? So here we have divided, this is the lower bound, this one is the lower bound, and P plus R divided by 2 we are applying, and we have assigned in the value of Q, right? So now we have dividing here, right? So this one is the first list and this one is the second list, right? Now again we are applying the merge sort in this first list, right? Because this is the recursive approach. We have already told you after division, right? Division is not any problem, right? If we have divided, then we have to try to find out the solution of the bigger sub problems, right? So this function is trying to find out the solution, right? So this is A, P and Q. So we are applying the merge sort on index from P to Q, and next one is the A to Q plus 1 to R, A, Q plus 1 and R. So basically we are applying the merge sort on the first list, and now we are applying on the merge sort on the second list, right? And this is the merge function. Basically we are, suppose we have two lists and these are the sorted list, right? And now we are trying to combine, trying to merge, right? So merge is basically used when the lists are sorted, right? Otherwise it will not be applied. And this sorting will be done by this one, right? Sorting is done by merge sort and as well as dividing the problem, right? Because after the division, last step of the division, the element will is in a single element, right? So that's why single element is sorted. So now we are trying to merge after this, right? So this is basically this is very important concept. This is very understandable. So how exactly we are trying to do? So here is a merge, right? This is the merge function. So basically this is the recursive approach, right? So whenever you call the function merge sort, we call all three function, but the first function will be called. After execution of the this function, then we have to come to this one, and then we have to this one. So this is the in the sequence, right? But this is the recursion approach. So if you are calling the function, that is based on the first in first out, but evaluation is that is based on the last in first out, right? So this is very interesting concept, how exactly it is working, right? Because this is the recursive approach, right? So in the recursion we are calling function itself, right? This function is here, and we are calling the same function two times in this, right? So this means we have to, first of all we have to, this function will be executed, so we are calling the one. So in the previous slides, so this one I have just written here, this is the showing the sequence, right? Which function is calling, which one is evaluating first, right? So now just see the merging. This is a very simple approach, but you have to understand one by one what exactly it is. So suppose this is the list, and here is P is 9 and this is the R is 16. So in this case we have to, we can see here that is from here to here, that is sorted, right? And this is another sub array that is also sorted. Now we are trying to merge, right? So first of all we have to take the left array, and this is the right array. This is the left array and this is the right array. So now we have separated the left and right. So now we have separated here, and now we have initiate the index, that is I index, and this is the J index, and this is the slide I have taken from the Corman book, right? So this is I have selected here. So now here we can see how exactly is going on. So first of all here is 2 and 1. So 1 is smaller than 2. So 1 will become at the location P. So 1 is here, is coming. So 1 is placed from here right left to A list. So you have to move J forward, right? So now J will be here, right? So basically we are incrementing this value. I am just telling this because we can understand how can we code this function, right? So here is J is initiated because 1 is transferred from R to A, right? So now here is J is here, right? Now we have to compare with this 2 and this 2, right? So here is 2 and this 2. So now we have to transfer from left as well as right, right? So here we have transform element 2 from left to A, right? So 2 is placed here and I is incremented here, right? So I is incremented here, right? Similarly again we have to compare 4 and 2. 2 is smaller, so we have to 2 place, so 2 will be placed here, right? And J will be moved forward, right? So now we get this one. No, 2 is already there, right? 2 is not forwarded actually. So we have to, first of all we have to 2 place with the 2 with 5. So now we get this one, and similarly we are similarly we can apply these steps to find out the original one, right? So this is the, we are trying to find out the which element is going to transfer, right? In that case that index of that array, that will be move one step forward, right? So these are the all steps we have did, right? And after completion of this merge function, that we get the final sorted array, right? So now now we'll see. So this is the merge function, this is the code. This is very simple, whatever we have did in this. So just I have written in the code, right? So here is the merge function, that is basically, that is A is the represent the array and P is the starting index and Q is the middle index and after division, and R is the last index, right? So now here first of all, because we have a list, this is the P list and this is the R and this one is the Q and this one is Q plus 1. So basically first of all we have to find out how many elements in present in the left array. So n1 represents the number of element in the left array and n2 represents the number of elements in the right array. So just is basically that is Q minus P plus 1, right? Similarly n2 is computed the list of present number of element present in the right list, that is R minus Q, right? Just we have to subtract these values, right? Here I am considering Q values also, that's why that is 1 is considered here, plus 1 is I have already here, but here we are not considering because we have started from Q plus 1, so that's why R minus 1 is coming, right? So this is we have created left and right, right? So now we have to check, right? Now we have to check the values from J to 1 to N1. So now we have to storing this value from A to, this is the A and this is the left array and this is the right array, right? So now we have copy this from A to L and A to R, right? So this is the something like a copy of copy the elements from A to left and right. So and the last one we have placed here for checking for termination, right? So in the last index L plus 1, that is I plus 1, you can say the L plus N1 plus 1, N1 plus 1 at the place infinity, and here is N2 plus 2, N2 plus 1, that in that place the value will be infinity for checking the final values are ending or not, right? So now we have apply this one, applying from K, this is the K is equal to P to R. So and here is I and here is J, right? So basically we have comparing, we are starting because we want to place these values, right? So these values we have to, first of all we have to check the comparison value, these values and these values, which one is the smaller, we have to, that will be placed in the original array, right? So here is L is smaller, so L will be placed in the A, right? So L will be placed in the A and we have to increment these values. In case suppose after comparison, suppose right element that is smaller than the left one, so now we have to place these values right to original array and then we have to increment the values of J, right? So this is the overall concept, and we can also see the complexity. So this is the one complexity constant, this is also constant, this is the 0 because this is the comment something like this, so we can 1 because this is the constant, and this one this step takes n1 minus 1 times, n1 minus 1 times, so you can say n times, n1 times, right? Similarly in this for loop, that is n2 times executing, right? And overall in this case here is P to R, that is number of that is R minus P, right? So that is basically overall, because this is the total number of element, that is n1 plus n2, right? So this means overall the complexity of this merge sort, that is basically the linear time. We are not any nested for loop, right? Only single loop is coming, right? So overall the complexity will be n1 plus n2, that is the linear one, so we have to use n, right? So this is the approach actually, and we will tell how exactly big O is. There are some notation in this, so I will tell you in the later class, right? So now we will see analysis of this one. So divide and conquer strategy, these are the worst case complexity, running time complexity of the divide and conquer strategy, right? So if n is constant, less than or constant, that will be in constant time, that will be executed constant, because suppose we have single element, so we are not required any divisions, right? So in that case that element is already sorted, right? So in that case the constant, it will take constant time, right? And this A is the represents that how many number of sub problems we have, and this means B how many, suppose in the merge sort we have uses n by 2, right? So we have divided two problem n by 2 problem. Here is this is the A is equal to 2, and here is b. This means how many number, suppose we have n element and we have divided n by 2, right? So here 2 represents the, there is how many number of list and how many number of list, how many number of element in the sub problem, right? So this is the b represents the total number of element present in the sub problem, and d is the division time, is the running time in case of division, and c for the combine approach, right? So in the combination, that is c of n. So in general we have written here, right? So we have already discussed, suppose 1 by b times, so it depends upon a and b actually, how many number of sub problems we have divided and what are the number of elements present in the sub problems, right? So dn takes the random division approach, right? And cn is the running time of combine approach solution to find out the sub problem into the solution to get the original problem, right? So this is the overall concept, right? Now we will see the analysis of merge sort, because the merge sort is also based on the divide and conquer strategy, but in this case the recursion based, right? It is simplified if we assume that the original problem size is power of 2, right? Because suppose n number of element we have to, this means we are assuming that we have to select the number of element that is 2 to the n to the power of 2, right? That will be better one, right? Each divide step then add the 2 subsequent size exactly n by 2, just type just like a even problem, right? So just like suppose we have an even number of elements, so now we have to suppose divide the that even number of elements divide by 2, that will get the n by 2 elements, right? Now we see the analysis of merge sort. So Tn represents the running time of the merge sort on n number of elements, right? And merge sort, that is one element takes the constant time, because if we have one single element, so it will take only constant time, right? When n is greater than 1, when n is greater than 1, then we have to apply these steps. So first of all we have to divide this problem into 2 parts, right? And then now we are trying to solve this problem, right? So recursively, because the concur approach will comes here, right? And now we have to combine this problem. So in the concurrent strategy, suppose we have divided into n by 2 problem, the overall running time in the concurrent strategy, because this is the concurrent strategy, that is the recursively we are solving, right? Recursively we are solving the problem, right? So this means we have 2 number of problem and we have divided the n number of element into 2 parts, that is n by 2, right? So overall complexity of after this one, that is, this is Tn by 2 and this is Tn by 2. Let's say suppose n number of element of that taking t of n times, right? This means n by 2 takes t n by 2 times, Tn by 2 times. This means we have 2 times we are getting, right? So that's why we are using the 2 into t of n by 2 times, right? Now we have to combine. So in the combination approach in the merge sort, we have seen that this is the only the linear time is coming, right? And division we don't have, because division is constant, because only we are applying, that is p plus r divided by 2. So there is not any for loop, right? So this is the constant time, this takes constant time, right? So only is time is running time is coming from concur and combine, right? So now we see the analysis. So this is the overall in general running time of merge sort. So here in the divide and conquer strategy, but in the merge sort, a is equal to 2, b is equal to 2, and so this is equal to 2, and n is equal to b is equal to 2, and here is this is the constant time, division takes constant times and this takes n times, because this is the linear time, right? So when we are transforming the divide and conquer strategy in form of merge sort, so the overall running time will be this, overall running time of this, right? Now we have to solve this problem. We can also transform like this. So this is the constant, so we just have to write c, and this is the theta of n, so we have to just write c of n constant into n times, right? whenever you're trying to solve this problem, so we have different type of methods to solve this type of problem, right? For any recurrence relation, we have to solve the recurrence function. So we have various type of methods. The first method is a substitution method. And second one is the recursion tree method. And fourth one is the master theorem method. And the last one is the iteration method. Right. So we have four types of method to solve the recurrence function. So in this type of function, the master theorem is very applicable. I will tell you in the later class, but I am just taking here the overall complexity of this. Suppose I have used the master theorem, and we get the n log n times. So n log n times the merge sort is taking, right? But in the insertion sort, that is worst case is that is n square, right? So this is the some advantage. It takes less because n log n is smaller than the n square, right? So this taking less time in sorting algorithm if we are using. And this is the merge function. Merge sort is applying when the large number of elements we have, right? For the smaller number of elements present in the array, so you have to use the insertion sort, right? That will be good, because the insertion sort, suppose a limited number of element and countable. So that means as we know, the base case of insertion sort, that is n, right? Linear time. So that's why I am telling. So now overall time complexity of the merge sort, that is n log n in all three cases. Worst case, average case and base case, right? Because the merge sort always divide the array into two half and takes the linear time to merge, because in the merging function, it takes only n times, right? And division takes constant time, only taking the concur strategy. This means if you are because we have divided this problem, now we are trying to find out the solution of the divided problem, right? So in that case, the time is taking, that is 2 times of n by 2, right? And this one is getting the n log n times, right? So now this is the final this is the example, so that you can understand better, right? So here is suppose we have started from this, the array we have given. Now we are trying to perform the merge sort, right? So now this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 index, that is 5, 6, 7 and 8. So here 9 elements we have, right? So we can apply the merge sort in this case, right? One by one apply the merge sort second function and merge function, and this is the merge function. Apply this one to get this one, right? So that will be in sorted order, sorted array, right? Sorted array. So this is the overall. Try to solve this problem by using the function we have already told you, right? Now thank you, right? In the next class we will see the growth of function, so that you can understand how the running time of any algorithm is growing, right? So we will see in the next class. Thank you.